All right, we're live. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Horror Hangout Podcast. This is a switch up from our normal Thursday night thing. What happened was I picked a second shit movie in a row, so we skipped it. We went ahead and I'm gonna pick something else out tonight. We'll watch it and move forward. I'm not gonna worry about it. Who watched part of it? Was it with Josh?
I watched about 30 minutes of it. I was like, I don't even think Randall is gonna appreciate this.
Okay,
So I was
okay.
like, it's
So
bad.
I was like, as soon as you said that, I was like, hey, dude, say no more. Let's not waste all of our time and let's just move on. So we did. It is what it is. We were
For
already
one
going to
thing,
do
it
two in a
looks
row
like
anyways.
it looks like a scan of a VHS
That's
tape.
what Chris was
on
telling
TV.
me.
I was like,
I don't. Anybody that's wondering what movie that was, it was with Mazes and Monsters, or yeah, with Tom Hanks, like his first movie or some shit. And I can appreciate stuff like that. I do know that people, specifically like Josh, probably wouldn't like it much. Chris wouldn't like it much, but I like weird stuff like that. But I based on if Josh can look at something and go, I don't think Randall's gonna like this. I trust his judgment. So
I think we all would have just been bored and had nothing to say. Really,
that is a possibility. That is a possibility. So we switched it up. We'll do that. An episode of Shopcast next week because we were going to do 2 episodes in a row. This actually probably made it easier. So whatever. So we're just going to talk about Phil Tippett's Mad God dropped on Shudder last weekend, and it gave us a chance to all watch it and talk about it. I was going to do a solo review before I did this, but I'm still kind of under the weather, and I had catastrophic knee thing happen. I don't really know the details of it other than it's very painful and I can barely walk right now. So I guess it's good I have less work to do right now because I can't do much of anything. So, but we're here, we're hanging out. So I hope everybody that ends up showing up has a good time tonight. This was a weird movie, man. I'm kind of glad I didn't do a solo review because I don't know what it would have been like. It would have been very strange because heads up, man, if you're interested in this movie and you haven't seen it yet, get out of here because we're going to talk about the whole movie probably. Although
I don't know how to spoil this movie.
No, okay, you might benefit. You might actually benefit from watching this. So
I think we could talk about every scene in the movie, and you still
there's nothing to spoil.
Have to experience it. Like it's not something you can verbally explain.
Let's retract that statement, and I'll just say, why don't you hang out with us, and then based on our conversation, you can decide whether or not you actually want to see it because. Yeah. It's a weird movie, man, and I'm going to go ahead and start off something right now. I'm going to spoil something right now. There's no dialogue in a fucking movie.
Yeah.
So
I was kind of expecting that.
Were you really? I had no inkling that was the case. But, whatever. It is what it is. But, I was real surprised. I was like, oh, man. And that actually, Chris came over to my house today to get that Marantz stereo, and we did some, we traded some stereo stuff, and then we started hanging out for a few minutes, and just chit-chatting for about 15-20 minutes, and I was pissed off about this movie. I was mad because I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to rewatch it, right? I think I needed to get that out of my system because I thoroughly enjoyed it the second time I watched it. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Don't really know. So I don't, and enjoyed it may not be the right word, but it was so much better to me the second time that I watched it. I don't know that I want to own it. I don't know that I'll ever watch it again, except maybe if Krista was kind of interested because it was so fucking weird looking. So if she wants to watch it, I'll watch it with her, maybe because it's only 80-something minutes long, so it's pretty short. But yeah, I think I needed to get out of my system the frustration of it being so not what I thought it was going to be because I was expecting at least I don't know that I expected some full-on anything really, but I expected dialogue, some.
Yeah.
And there was none. So also, this isn't the first time that I've had this happen where I watched a movie in the living room on a 75-inch TV with no surround sound, right? I was like, it was all right. And then I watch it in here where I can make it pitch black. I've got surround sound, and I've actually got a better quality 55-inch TV than I do 75. And it actually looks bigger on this little tiny wall. So it really fills this room up. And I just have an overall better experience because I was hearing things on the second viewing that I didn't hear on the first viewing. And that very much impacted me.
I think you also, when you go into your room, you shut the door, you're not getting the distractions of the house too.
For sure. Absolutely for sure. Because
it's more like a theater experience. You're more immersed.
It really is more like that. I mean, it's my own little mini theater that I have in my house, and I'm very fortunate to have it, and I absolutely appreciate it. So
Speaking of that, I'll watch it on the projector.
See, I probably would have liked that immediately if I could make it dark and have good sound. Because I don't know if "like's" the right word. I would have enjoyed the experience of watching it one time.
Yeah.
Like I started watching it on my TV, and
you're like,
very
oh, I gotta
similar
go upstairs.
very similar experience. Well, I was watching it during my lunch break at work.
Okay.
And I just wasn't paying attention to it. So I was like, yeah, let me go watch it upstairs after.
Yeah.
So I came upstairs, put on the projector, and watched it, like you said, pretty much just in the dark, focused on it a little bit more. And
I mean, that's the way to go, I think.
It improves it, because you definitely kind of need to like immerse yourself in it, because without dialogue or really a lot of music even.
So there's a lot of music in it. It's just subtle.
Yeah, it is. It's very subtle. There's
I wrote some notes down,
sound effects and stuff, but all that's subtle too.
I was really shocked. Like, because when you left, I didn't want to watch it, dude. I was like, oh my God. I told you, I think I said I'm going to force myself to watch this.
Yeah.
And I sat down, I got myself in the right headspace, and then I was like, you know what? I just need to watch it. Like, why am I bitching? I have an awesome job. Like, this is my fucking job. What am I crying about? And I fucking hit play. And about 10 minutes in, I was like, okay, it's a little more interesting now that I'm like zoned in, because I think I was so distracted in the living room because I was bored by it, because I was expecting,
right.
Because to me, you can have visual craziness, and if you don't have something to go along with it, like somebody screaming in the background and there's some tension in the air like that, it's not as crazy, and it's not as easy to get involved with it. And I need to be involved with a movie like this. Like, this is a very, oh my God, that hurt. Oh, fuck. This is a very, the first thing that I wrote down, I said, it's very atmospheric. It's just steampunkish meets post-apocalyptic craziness. And in that kind of world, you can't really be half in. You have to be like, all right, what the fuck? Because you're going to miss stuff. And if you miss things, you're going to get taken off the tracks, and then you'll never get back on. And I've had that happen many times watching movies with you guys, on purpose or not, whatever. It's just an accident usually, And I get lost pretty quick in a movie, and I also watch movies differently than y'all do. So like, if I get distracted, that's it for me. I'm going to miss something, and I have to stay on point because my memory is so poor. Like, I'll immediately forget something. If oh shit, what was happening? And it's only been 10 seconds, and I'll have no idea what's going on in the movie anymore. So I think the whole entire movie experience is based on where I was going to watch it, and I just didn't know that. So
this movie to me has more in common with like walking through an art gallery than it does with like a normal movie. It's an experience. That's
amazing that you said that.
It's not about narrative at all. It's just about taking in the visuals.
Dude, literally, I wrote this down. This is so weird you said that, because it's not the same words, but it's very similar in meaning. I put, this is less a story being told and more of an exhibition of Phil Tippett's talents with a particular medium. Pretentious in description, not necessarily a derogatory word.
So I listened. Mark Maron had him on his podcast like a week ago.
I like Mark Maron, but I can't listen to Mark Maron.
Oh, I get it, but he gets some interesting.
Yeah, he's a smart, cool.
I don't like listen to him religiously, but when he has someone interesting, I'll listen to it. And we were doing this video, so I wanted to hear what he had to say.
Sure.
And this is basically just him exercising his own demons.
That doesn't surprise me. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, and he it's all over all the advertisements, but he worked on this for 30 years. He started it in the 80s,
which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna be real blunt about that. That's fucking dumb. This shouldn't have taken 30 fucking years.
Well,
like
the way he describes it, there's like certain scenes. There's like this one battle scene. He said it took him like 3 years to set up that.
Well,
scene.
Thinking about it like that, never mind. I didn't even consider the fact that this is all stop motion.
And it's stop motion, you're going one frame at a time. It's tedious.
Well,
it's also while like something he's doing as a project on the side.
No, and I didn't even think about that. That makes more sense.
So it's not something he's doing like 30 years straight. He's doing it on the weekends while he's making RoboCop and Starship Troopers and other stuff.
See, to me, that doesn't count as it took me 30 years to make it. Like, to me, so I think that's where, because I also knew that it was a 30-year project of his, and I was like, I was expecting like to be blown out of this fucking world. But again, upon second watch, I was a lot more affected than I was the first time I checked it out. Like, I mean, I didn't write a bunch of stuff that needs to be really read, I guess. But like, there's two things I want to mention. They're off subject to what we're talking about right now, but there's a part in this movie where there's like, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's got a baby crying as its noise,
Mm-hmm.
and it just cries and it cries and it fucking cries.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 kids, man. I don't ever need to hear crying babies in my life again. And I sure as shit don't need to hear one that's not even being attempted to quiet down. Like, I don't know what the point of that part was, but it drove me nuts.
It's to unnerve you.
Well, it worked.
The entire movie is to unnerve you. Like, I told you guys. I told you guys the first time I watched this, I was like way too high.
Well, you definitely need to be on mushrooms to watch this movie for sure. Like, not joking. Like, this would have been so much better had I taken some mushrooms.
Yeah. So I was simultaneously fascinated and also like terrified by all of it. And like it was legit was freaking me out. And like just like too much, you know. It's everything about it is just like so weird and kind of nasty. Like the people that are being electrocuted and shitting, and it's going into the guy's mouth, and I'm like, oh my god, I could hardly stand it.
So okay, like so part of me feels like it's just dumb because of stuff like that. Because I'm like, I feel like you're just being edgelordy, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, when does it stop being like actually dark and weird and become edgelordy? I don't really have the answer to that. So I think that's up for interpretation, and I think everybody can have their own idea of when that was. And so for me, I was just a lot of times in this movie, I was like, I mean, there's a lot of cool things in this movie. So like, I don't know, man. I want to make sure. I think my issue is this is one of those movies that people are going to call brilliant, and that's going to drive me fucking nuts because I don't think it's brilliant.
Honestly, I was watching it, and I was, I the second time I watched it, I enjoyed it much more. But I was sitting here thinking, it feels like it has this air of importance, like it's trying to say something.
That's exactly how I feel about it.
But there's no discernible meaning at the end. So to me, that's the definition of pretentious.
So yeah. I mean, and I wasn't. And when I said, I literally wrote down, this is pretentious in description, not a derogatory term. Because I don't want people to think I'm shitting on it by saying that. Because you could tell by the tone of my voice when I say it's something's pretentious, what I mean by it usually. But sometimes people can't. So I wanted to definitely put that in there because I think people are going to look at this and there's going to be like this whole like all I can envision in my head. Sorry, dude. Fucking what the hell, man? All I can envision is some lady with fucking thick black glasses at a fucking place looking at a big ass canvas with a circle on it going, that's fucking amazing. Right. And being like, I want to pay $23,000 for this beautiful piece of fuck. That some kid literally went up to it with a paintbrush and accidentally fell on it and then somebody thought it was art. That's what I felt like people are going to look at this like. And I just want them to pump the brakes because while it's visually stunning and I can appreciate that it's this guy's like life's work, I just get really irritated by people that do that. And that doesn't mean this is any better or worse than it was or that anybody's necessarily wrong. It's just like, dude, calm down.
Right.
Is it cool to watch? I thought it was cool to watch. Would I watch it again in the right circumstances? Yes. Do I want to own it? I don't think I do. Was I really excited? I really was. So take that and use it for what you want. I just don't know what else to say about it other than that. It's fucking weird. And part of the time I was enjoying it, part of the times I wasn't. Even on the second viewing, like part of the times I was like, this is pretty cool. And then it'd be like the baby crying thing. It made me want to turn it off because I was like, all right, dude, I get it. Like,
also the live action stuff really threw me out of it.
Okay, so I genuinely for like the first 2 or 3 of those things couldn't figure out if it was actually live action or not because of the way the camera was. And I was like, I'm pretty positive it's a person. And then when the dude came on screen, I was like, okay, that's a person.
Well, like there's certain shots where he's like, he opens his jacket and pulls out the map and stuff like that. And it's obviously a person, you know.
Oh, I didn't even consider that.
There's like certain shots where it's so many different styles that he's just like mishmashed together, which is cool for the most part. But the live action versus the animation really just kind of kept pulling me out.
I think that this movie would get like critical acclaim and then the audience would shit on it.
Yeah. Well,
and
it's very polarized. I've been looking
at
stuff.
Like if you had a bunch of critics watch it that were like aficionados in film,
Yeah.
and they would all give it like a high score. And then if you gave it to like just some random audience at Alamo Drafthouse, I bet you 80% of them would be like, that was dumb. I don't get it. You know? I mean, in all fairness, oh god, it's gonna sound bad. There's a lot of dumb fucking people in the world. So like, I consider myself rather intelligent. I had a hard time understanding this fucking movie. So I can only imagine somebody that doesn't really care about the stuff at all and just falls into this theater. Or what are they thinking, you know? So I guess it's probably wise that it went. I would rather have watched it on a theater screen personally after really getting in there and dissecting it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine it would have been a smart move to put this in the theater. I think this was probably the best thing they could have done. Get it on a streaming service that's going to care about it and get it to people that need to watch it.
Yeah, let's say Shudder was a good choice, I think, because it's not really a general public movie, and
really
I feel like most Shudder subscribers are, you know, a little bit, you know, hardcore into the horror movie genre, so it's I feel it's a little bit better placed in that over, you know, Netflix or Amazon or something like that.
What I was telling Chris was that had I known that it was no dialogue in the movie, I would have fuck yeah, Ken. What's up, Nick Gar? Happy fucking birthday, dude. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Man, that's cool. It's nice of you. We need more nice people on here, man. That's awesome, man. I would do that too. That's badass. That made me happy. Like I would rather have watched Tetsuo the Iron Man because like I knew that movie had no dialogue. So when I went into it, I was like, I knew what I was going to get into. So like, I think that they should advertise, hey, you know, just in case y'all are wondering, this movie doesn't have any words in it. Like, it really threw me off. Like I watched it half, and then I rewatched the movie after talking to Chris about it, and it really ruined the first half of that movie the first time I watched it because I didn't have any clue that was coming. And I don't know if it's for lack of paying attention or if I just didn't catch something or whatever, but like, I don't know why I would have expected it to have no dialogue. Why would I expect that? Like,
I think I expected it just based off of the trailer because there's nothing in the trailer. It's just imagery.
That's true. But like, I just thought that was a ploy to get you interested in it, really, because you'd have like no fucking idea what's going on. That's what I thought. I was like, okay, they're really just wanting us to watch this without really any information, and so that's what I thought. But like, have you seen? There's a movie called 9. Have you seen this movie? It's about this little creature. I know
what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? It felt like it felt like that in Oddworld on acid, and like so I feel like even though I'm saying I wouldn't like it more in the future, maybe I would, man. I like weird shit. Like I'm not opposed to like artsy shit. I'm not opposed to weird stuff. I just generally lean towards more, you know, grindhousey exploitation stuff. But like I own movies that fit into the art housey category. Like I've got stuff like that on my palette. I just don't. The space is limited, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't want to just say I'll never like it, but I certainly don't anticipate being a big fan of it. Like, which is a bummer because the trailer was really enticing. I was really looking forward to this.
Yeah, and I know you were really excited about it. I was very interested in it too.
I just like stop motion animation. That's really what it is.
Me too.
Love that stuff, man. It's so hard to do.
And there's so many things in it that I was just like, oh, this is amazing. So many huge shots that were
that's
really
impressive.
Cool.
I might be being too harsh on it, but I really part of it, dude. If I felt better than I do, like I mean, look at my eyes. I'm still dealing with this allergy shit, man. I'm just been in like a bad mood for like 3 weeks. Not even a bad mood, just kind of like a blah mood. So like I'm a little more I don't know, harsh on things, I guess I'd say. I'm a little more easy to say no to than I would normally. I'm usually pretty easy to please with movies, especially like you could throw on a real bad movie and I would whatever, you know. I don't care. But
I was saying like almost calling it a movie, like almost does it a disservice.
It doesn't really feel like a movie, does it?
It's I mean, it's an art piece. Yeah. It really is. I mean, there is a narrative, but like it's really just following along with this little character. And I am kind of wondering if Josh interpreted it the same way. I mean, is it two different characters that it's following? Or is it like two separate? It is like time jump, and it has like two separate timelines that it follows. Because I mean, he dies in the middle.
It felt very anthology-ish.
Yeah. So I thought it was two different people, but when I was listening to the podcast, he said the middle section where the guy, the actual man shows up was like a prologue. So I was like, oh, okay. So I guess it is that like happening before.
Okay, because there's like, yeah, during that scene, I mean, there's thousands or whatever of little guys.
Do y'all know who that is, by the way? That guy?
He looks familiar, but
that's Alex Cox. He is the director of not RoboCop, Repo Man, Sid and Nancy.
Okay.
You know, a bunch of
that's cool
movies like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, immediately I was like, "What the fuck? That's Alex Cox. That's so weird."
That is funny.
I haven't seen him in a long time, but
yeah, like I felt like it kind of got a little interesting there in the middle when it kind of was going somewhere.
Yeah.
And it almost like reset itself and then didn't really kind of finish on anything.
You know that feeling you get when you're going, oh, you might not know this feeling. Well, have y'all ever been to court? Either of y'all?
Yes.
You know,
no.
There's this feeling you get when you're going to court and you don't know the outcome. You don't know what's going to happen yet. You're going there to find out what's going to happen. And I mean, I'm sort of being silly, but I'm being serious at the same time. Like there's this feeling you get in like the pit of your stomach, and I wouldn't call it dread. It's like nerves mixed with dread, mixed with like a frantic trying to figure out what to do in the worst case scenario. And I felt like this was like a long thought like that, and he was trying to explain it visually. That feeling, like this uneasy shit. I don't really know what's happening, even though I should know, but I don't know. And maybe I deserve it, maybe I don't. I don't know how to describe this thought that I'm having, but that's what it felt like to me when I was watching it. I was like, oh God, dude, like this guy's going through some shit and he doesn't know how to get it out except this. I was like, awesome. Like,
yeah. I know he said in the podcast in the beginning, he like basically didn't know what he was doing. He was just making shit up.
That's obvious.
I mean, there's like an Ed 209 and a bunch of his other stuff in the background in some of the shots too.
I saw a lot of stuff in the background that I was like, oh, I recognize that a little bit. I didn't know where from this.
He said there was a Terminator in there too.
That's funny.
But apparently towards the end of this movie, he also like broke down and like ended up in a psych ward.
Oh wow.
For a while. Like he like was working on it, like trying to finish it, and it kind of drove him nuts.
I mean, if I was to be a doctor and you were to show me your project and this was it, I would probably
I mean, that's probably part of the reason the title is Mad God.
Right?
I would have to imagine he kind of went mad doing it.
Yeah, that's actually my least favorite part of the whole movie is the title. I didn't like the title from the time I saw it. I thought it was stupid, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't for some reason, man, anything that has any correlation to like religious stuff to me, it based just even the word God in the I just don't want to see it and don't want to like it. I don't know, man. I don't know where it's probably because I was forced into that shit my whole childhood. So like, you know, I naturally go, I'm going the other way. So I was only I don't know. It doesn't mean anything other than I just saw it was like, I don't like the name. It has no, meaning other than I didn't like the name. Who cares? I don't think the name really matters much other than where it's going to sit on a shelf if you own it. So,
yeah. I don't know what it really means in the context of the movie.
That actually bothered me a little bit because I couldn't figure out what the fuck it meant. I was like, all right.
Yeah. I was like, is the human that's sending the little assassin the god?
That's what I took it as.
That's kind of what I was.
I was taking it as he was the mad guy for creating this shit.
Yeah, that's
could
kind
be.
Of yeah, kind of.
Could be. But yeah, I mean, I took it as.
So that's why I didn't like it, I think, is because he was, in my opinion, I saw it and thought, oh, yeah, you think pretty highly of yourself, my friend. Like, but what turns you on, JJ? Josh is like, I'm waiting.
For Randall, it's computers.
We learned that today. But yeah, like you probably should have just like sold it to Tool or sold it to some death metal band.
Dude, that's when you said
could have just.
I couldn't believe it when you said that because that's exactly what I was thinking when you said it, dude. I damn near laughed. I was like, "Wow, we were never that much on point with each other, dude." That was dead exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, they just could have just set it to an album released a long, album long music video.
Hey,
God, I would
that's a
never
regular
watch-
Tool album anyway. It's about
Yeah.
88 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to go on the record saying fuck Tool. That band sucks. Man, I hate that band so much.
Yeah, when you said that, Chris, though, I was like, "Oh, that is so true."
Yeah.
Just because, dude, look, I don't like Tool, but I know a little bit about them. Yeah, that absolutely felt like a Tool video, dude. I've seen enough of their stuff to know that.
Kind of really does, yeah.
Do you think that they're a fan of his, or they just got somebody that knows how to do that kind of stuff? Just happen to be similar.
I think like one person made a couple of their videos, because a couple of their videos were stop motion, animated. I want to say it was one person made a couple of videos. I could be wrong. There might have been a couple of people, but I would imagine whoever made at least one of those videos was a fan of this guy.
Yeah. I mean, look, dude, regardless of what I think of the movie or how much I enjoyed it or whether or not I'll watch it again, that shit has no effect on how hard it was to probably make this and how. I mean, and if you want to look at it objectively, was it cool as shit to watch? Like, yeah, I mean, really kind of was. Like, even enjoyment level aside, like, was it cool to watch? Like, is there cool shit happening on the screen? Oh, you know what it reminded me of? It felt like something that would be on screens all over some fucking hipster fucking vampire bar in like a Blade movie or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's exactly what we played on one of those bars.
Kind of.
Oh, dude.
It's just a tone piece. I mean, that's what it really is.
Yeah.
It's all tone. There's not really a story. Like, you can interpret little bits and pieces as like his journey, but like at the end of the day, it doesn't really mean anything. You know,
Really, I mean, I hate to say it like that because it sounds so mean, but like, yeah, it really doesn't.
I thought I was going to be the negative Nancy coming in here, but you know, it's an experience that I'm glad that I had, but it's not,
a weird ass movie, man. Like, it's fucking jarring. Like, go have fun watching it, and maybe you won't. Like, don't take my advice. Go just do what you want with it. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't. Like.
If you can appreciate art, I think you can, enjoy it to a certain extent. But as just relaxing and enjoying a movie, it's not going to be what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm the wrong person to talk about this kind of stuff. It feels like a snobby asshole would like this. Like, fucking...
yeah. I mean, as an art piece, it's a 10 out of 10. But as a film narrative, it's a 0 out of 10. Or 1 out of 10.
Maybe a 1.
I'm kind of just letting it roll around for a while, man. Like, if I could ever find a reason in the time to watch it again, I'll probably have a better handle on, well, all of it, like what it means, how I feel about it, all that stuff. I just don't know if I'm going to want to set aside the time to do that, because I would rather watch another Val Kilmer movie. Like, that's just what I would rather do with my time. Mm-hmm. Does that make it right or wrong? No, it's just what I would enjoy. So, like, I do think there's a lot of people probably that are going to fucking love this. And, if you're a fan of like industrial music, I think that's the kind of movie you might like. If you're a fan of, a lot of goth people would probably think this was really cool to watch. Put it on at your house and hang out with your friends and play a board game or something and have this on while you're hanging out. Like, I'm not joking at all. I think that's the kind of person that would really dig this. And, maybe they put out like some kind of special edition steelbook and it really is something people can treasure. Yeah. Do it in limited numbers and it'll be a success. You do it in some kind of crazy amount, it'll flop.
It'll be a cult movie for sure. I think it kind of almost already is. But it's very polarizing. I've looked up a bunch of like just searching it on YouTube. The reviews are like masterpiece, horrible, like just like, and it's like there was no middle ground. It was just either it's amazing or it's like a waste of time. So.
I wouldn't call it a waste of time or amazing.
Yeah. To me, it's pretty much in the middle. Like that, I'm very conflicted. There's
masterpiece.
I enjoy it in a lot of ways, but I'm conflicted.
People are so stupid with the shit they say.
Yeah. Also, that's some clickbait shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but again, that's like me. I don't think they should call it a movie. But nobody would watch it if they didn't. If you called it, just check out this freaking 80-minute art piece, nobody's gonna watch it.
Fuck no, they're not. You call it an art piece, a lot of people are bailing, dude. They're like, I don't want to get stuck in that circle. Like,
but you'll probably have a higher percentage of people that would enjoy it. You call it a movie and people watch it and, oh, let's watch this weird looking thing.
Yeah, but that doesn't make money, dude. What makes money is clicks. And if people hate it, it still gets money.
Yeah, that's why. That's how I get it.
It's just like music, and it's just like on my videos when I do stuff on the other channel, man. If I say something's fucking bad, I can't be like, yeah, I don't really like it. I have to be like, yo, this is the worst shit in the world. I have to say it like that because I need people to fucking hate me so that they'll watch my videos, because it doesn't matter if you like me or hate me. I just need you to watch my video. Like, I don't give a shit if you like it. I don't give a shit if you tell me I'm stupid or whatever. It is what it is. Like, I care to a certain extent because I'm usually I'm pretty much a people pleaser. Like, I like to, I like to be in a good mood, but like at the end of the day, what really matters is view count. And so I need that number to be high as it can get. And if I have to say something that I like, I don't know, anything. I'd rather watch this than Veronica. That still is the #1 shit movie I've ever seen.
It's definitely better than Bad Milo. Definitely better than Bad
and
Milo.
Shockma.
What? Shockma's amazing. What are you talking about? I love that movie. Dude.
I watched this 10 times over Shockma.
No, dude, like Shockma might be my next fucking big purchase. I'm gonna find like a good copy of that on VHS or something. That movie was so ridiculously bad. And I loved every second of it because all the shit that was bad about it was exactly the kind of stuff that I want to be bad about a bad movie. Like, all the sound was like not at all what it should have been. Like, whoever they paid to do the Foley art and all the sound effects, the Foley artist, God, yeah, I can't talk today. He ripped them off, man, because he took one shoe sound. He probably took a pair of high heels and just threw them on some tile. Recorded it was like
he recorded sound for 2 hours and was like, here you go.
Oh man. But no, that movie was not a good movie, folks. Don't go out there and watching it on my behalf, but it's fucking awesome. Wait, hold on. Tekashi 6ix9ine is a perfect example of hate getting views. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was thinking like Stephen A. Smith, how he's very like Mr. Hot Take.
I hate that guy so much.
And even like Finn McKenty to an extent, like they have to kind of like say
Finn
this
McKenty.
thing.
What do I know that name? Who is that?
Punk Rock NBA.
Oh yeah, duh.
Like they
God,
have to
Finn McKenty.
they have to take a hard stance. Like you have to.
Yeah, but I think
hate
Finn
it.
McKenty is fake as fuck, dude. Let's Stephen A.
I think they're both fake as fuck. I think
Stephen A. Smith fits what he's portraying way more. Like, okay, fake as fuck, as in like, I don't think that he's genuine with his. Never mind. His hard takes are hard takes. I'm about him as a person. Stephen A. Smith as a person, I don't know him very well. I don't watch his shit, but I watch Finn's all the time, and his he's always trying to do this like super leftist stuff, but it doesn't come off genuine at all. Like, I don't believe any of it. I think he's a fucking fraud. Anyways.
Yeah, I think his opinions are driven by his. I mean, there's probably not, but it just comes off that way. That whatever the take that's going to get him the most clicks is.
I don't know that I agree with that, but that might be the trick. That might be the case.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got a lot of knowledge.
How did Trump get into office? The most polarizing figure always rises to the top every time.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. People pay attention. That's how they get people to pay attention.
Yep.
I mean, I've made it work for me. I choose not to do it because it's too exhausting. I don't have the energy to keep up with it. But like, I could easily have 35,000 subscribers in a week if I really wanted to. That is so fucking stressful though. Like, I don't have it in me to like absolutely not read my comments, because first off, I like talking to people that are actually cool, and I meet a lot of great people. And I work at home, so I have a lot of dead time, man. And I don't have it in me to be like, I won't do this. I can't. I have to. I'm like, fucking, what are they saying right now? Oh man, fuck you! Like I don't know, man.
Yeah, yeah. Just know I've heard Finn say things like he hates Kendrick Lamar, but he loves Lil Pump. Like,
wait, you don't think that you don't think that he means that? I absolutely think he means that.
I mean, he very well might, but I think he's saying it like that because it gets him clicks and it pisses people off.
Oh, maybe, but I believe that he feels that way because he's got terrible taste in music.
Yeah, I agree.
He listens to black metal and shit. He's fucking the guy's a dork.
Yeah, I mean, he talks shit on so much stuff, and then when he talks about the things he likes terrible shit.
Yeah, me and him have gone back and forth on there so many times, bro. That guy can fuck right off. I would love to fucking talk to him in person though. it would be a pretty amazing video because we would not get along.
Yeah.
Like
I think so.
there's a couple of other YouTubers that I'd love to talk to because I think we would get along because we're so much alike that we always argue. But I think if we met, we would be friendly.
Yeah.
But
but it's working because every now and then I'll click on a video.
Oh, I watch Finn stuff all the time. He's got a lot of music knowledge, man, and I do respect his knowledge. I do respect it quite a bit, and I just don't like him as a person. So, but I can separate the two, man. I can watch it, get my information out of it, and then move on. I don't really give a shit, you know. But yeah, that's what were we talking about? What the fuck? Oh yeah, you said Finn McKenty. What were you talking about?
I don't even remember.
Ha! That's awesome.
I mean, well, we were talking about like fake opinions or something like that.
Yeah. People just being outrageous with their critique of something.
Yeah.
In order to get your attention with it.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen with this. People are going to call it either a masterpiece or fucking the worst shit ever, and that's where we were getting this from. And that'll happen. And I guess you're right. It's going to kind of have to be that way. I have decided that I'm not going to do a personal review on it. I don't really care. I feel like maybe I should. What am I going to say about it though? Like, I can't even. What's up, everybody? How you doing? This movie is all right. All right, have a good day. See you.
You can't go through the plot.
It'd take me 84 minutes to describe the whole fucking movie, and then you still
right. And then you're like, I don't know what this means, and I don't know what this means, and I don't know what this means.
That's awesome.
Something weird happened at the end, but
his map kept falling apart. I don't know what was going on with that.
Well, yeah, that's that. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing else to really talk about. I would love for other people that like involve themselves with this channel to watch it and then let us know what they think about it because I am curious. What's up, Stoney? How goes it, bro, Chacho? That's my guy right there.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get anybody that says they love it, and I totally get anybody that says they hate it. Like I think I fall squarely in the middle where I appreciate it.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies I'd rather watch this than. There's a whole bunch of movies I'd rather watch than this. So
yeah,
that's interesting. I want to say this on video on this right here because I was mentioning it earlier in text and I wanted to get Josh's input on this or his opinion. I thought it was such an interesting thing that I just kind of thought of in my head, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to think of this, but Chris and I were talking, and I said on a text that I thought that we have a whole other revolution of like grindhousey exploitation movies, and it just never occurred to me that that's what we're getting with like this aging action star VOD stuff that we're getting. I watch a lot of it just in general because I just like shitty B movies. I just what I like, but there's this weird middle ground where it's like not like gonna make a bunch of money at the theater, but it's not a shitty B movie. It's like a well-made movie. They just were on a budget, so they couldn't afford Tom Cruise, but they could afford 3 other guys that were B stars, so they did. They got them. They're good actors. And like I watched one today with Adrian Brody and what's the kid's name? Chris
Hayden Christensen
and Akon, and it was like really good. There was a couple of spotty CG moments, but like other than that, it was a cool movie, man. I enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, dude, this is what we would be watching at dollar theaters if they still existed. We wouldn't watch them on Tubi. We'd go to the dollar theater. And so I watched one called Felon with Val Kilmer and Steven Dorff and a couple other guys in it, and it was fucking badass. And it's like a good movie. Like I think Josh would even like this one. I wouldn't call it like gripping, but it had stuff in it that I've never seen in a movie about prison. Like the way that they were telling the story, it was really cool because you don't often get to see like the emotions that some guy's going through when he has no idea he's fixing to go to prison and then he is. I don't know. They portrayed that really well, and it was a gripping story. Like this guy is just a regular dude, and somebody breaks into his house. This is all in the trailer. So somebody breaks into his house. He protects his family, and he gets fucking manslaughter and goes to prison. I mean, I can't even imagine going to prison, having a family. Like I could have imagined it 15 years ago because I've almost been. I did 9 months in county jail. Like I understand what that's like to a certain degree, but having kids and having to leave them. Bro, I cried 3 times in that movie because there was parts where he had his kid in it, and I just couldn't help it. I couldn't contain myself, man. It was painful to watch, and they told that story really, really well, man. I was very impressed. And Steven Dorff's not like an A-star, but he's a good actor, man. He's not gonna win awards, I guess, but I like. He's in a bunch of movies that I like.
Yeah, he's in decent stuff, and I feel like it's like it kind of depends on timing with some of these too. Like if somebody like Nicolas Cage or I guess Val Kilmer at that time or whoever is kind of got a lull in their career and they're not getting a lot of scripts and they go, oh, I'll take this thing right now and
pay some
make a few
bills.
bucks. Yeah, make a few bucks and you get a good actor in your movie.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they might not take it.
I was all sorry.
You get really good acting kind of on a budget.
On a budget, yeah. Well, I was telling Josh, that it was like I don't know what you call
Chris
it.
Willis, by the way.
Oh, dude,
although
he mailed it in
now.
Yeah, he mailed it in big time. But like I was comparing Hayden Christensen to Nick Cage because I was like, yo, this poor kid, dude, he had this like really bright future when he first came out, and then it was just like, dude, he had a lot of good opportunities, man. He was in some cool shit, and then he just kind of went. Except now he's still a pretty good actor, but everybody fucking hates him, and so he's stuck doing these movies. But he's a much better actor than the movies he's in. So I've seen him in a lot of stuff recently. I didn't know he was in that Obi-Wan show. I'm assuming that's why he is popped up as of recently. But I've watched a bunch of his stuff in the last month. And I'm like, oh, I know that kid. So I started watching it, and I was like, oh, it's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. I saw like a parallel there. It was just funny to me.
Yeah, I think he was better in other things. George Lucas is just not an actor director. So when you hire someone that's like a fresh actor and he's just like, say it faster, say it slower, it gives you no other directions, you're kind of, you know, you don't know what to do. So
yeah. I mean, I overall everything that I've seen him in except that I've enjoyed just fine. Mm-hmm. But I like that he's in a bunch of these movies that I've never heard of because I mean I get to discover something new, and I like watching this low budget stuff because as long as it doesn't have a lot of CG, that's where they usually have the big problems is when they put a lot of CG in this stuff. Like, just give me a dialogue-driven drama, and I'm usually pretty happy. Like, you don't have to make explosions because they're real bad when they're not real. Just like in that one movie, there was the only part about the whole movie that I was laughing like out loud by myself in my room was there's this part where there's this helicopter, right? And it's like flying, and they're like filming this guy running from a bank robbery. And the dude's running, right? And on the screen, you can tell that he wasn't actually running, that he was just at a light jog, but they were trying to make it look like he was running really fast. Because then he stops and he turns around with this giant fucking machine gun and he goes, do, and it shoots, right? And it's all good, all up into this part. And then it goes through the windshield of the chopper, right? And it still looks pretty good, right? And then you see like a blood splatter. Clearly he hit the pilot, still all good. But then all of a sudden it goes to a camera angle outside the helicopter and it's like, and it's like flipping around and it hits this fucking building and it like go like through the building and then
it's an N64.
Yeah, bro. And then it hangs from the window and part of it breaks off and none of it like it looked like a 5-year-old made it on a fucking Atari or something. It was so bad. But like everything else was really well made. So I could not quit laughing. I was like, you put this in your movie, all this hard work you did, and you still left that in there? Like, what are you doing, man? That's why your movie's on Tubi and not in the theaters, you dumbass. Like, oh, it was awesome.
Yep. There's ways to imply things without having to show them.
Even I know that. And I don't care about that kind of stuff. Oh, my God, that was awesome.
Yeah.
What'd y'all watch this week? Anything besides the Mad God? We took this in the Shopcasty direction.
Sort of. I mean, I finished Obi-Wan, so you brought that up.
Yeah, I finished that too.
Which I was kind of disappointed with, but
yeah, it had like 2 or 3, like one really good episode, 2 pretty good episodes.
Man, based on y'all's opinion on the other stuff, I'm probably gonna love it because y'all are all like, it's okay. And I loved all the stuff that they put out so far on all those.
I think Mandalorian is still by far the best.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me think. They did Mandalorian's 2 seasons, and then there was the Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, yeah.
I like the Boba Fett one the best.
Which is pretty much Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, I like that one the best.
Well, I mean, the last 2 or 3 episodes of that, the last 3 episodes of that are awesome. But the first,
I liked all of it. I like the first of it too. I got a lot of story that I've never heard of or knew about, and because I always thought that Boba Fett was the worst character in Star Wars, and that stuff gave me a lot of story about him that I didn't know anything about. And so whether or not it's like recent, God damn, what the fuck am I feeling on my face? Whether or not that story is like new lore that they've just written and has become canon, I don't know. I don't care. but I didn't know anything about him. I always thought he was very overrated, and it was really cool for me to get some kind of backstory on him. I thought they did it pretty well. It was a little slow, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I understand your gripes, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Like I've Obi-Wan in particular, I don't feel like they added anything to the story.
Okay.
Like they had a few things that, of course, connected the prequels and the original trilogy, but it didn't really add anything new to it. It was just, you got to see a little more of the in-between stuff.
Yeah. Ewan McGregor is awesome. Yeah. I love watching Ewan McGregor. He's the best part of the whole show, just like he was the best part of the prequels.
Yeah.
But the story itself is like,
I'll probably check it out because my kids are going to want to watch it, and then
like,
I'll watch it just based on that.
It's worth watching. There's none of it is bad. It's just like it should have been like, if you're bringing Ewan McGregor back for 6 episodes, you're gonna tell this story. Like, it better be like, you better have it locked in. Every episode is awesome.
I will say that I agree with that. I agree that if you have him on for your show, you should really put the best foot forward.
Yeah. I mean, they should have really had something to showcase, and I feel like they just didn't. It's like a decent story. It's okay.
Man, speaking of Ewan McGregor, I almost watched Dr. Sleep again because I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it the first time I watched it. But it's a good movie. But like, fuck, dude, I didn't realize it was so long. Like, I went to go watch it. I was like, oh, never mind. I don't have this much time. Like, it's like 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Yeah,
that was long.
I still want to rewatch it though because I know you really enjoyed it. I'm not a big fan of
Shining.
The Shining. I don't think that really matters. I think you can be a fan of one or both of these movies if you really want. I think it's up to yourself. You can be a fan of whatever you want.
It's a much more entertaining movie than the Shining.
The Shining is a little. It has its lulls in it, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't want to shit on The Shining. I've done that plenty. I don't. I don't think it's necessarily a bad movie. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it either.
I love
Stanley Kubrick.
That's what I don't like Stanley Kubrick very much. I'm not much of his stuff I'm into.
Yeah, it's not one I particularly love.
Well, speaking of that guy, Carissa wants to watch 2001. So, yeah,
good luck.
You might like Shining more.
Well, there is something to be said for like enjoying my wife enjoying a movie. I do like when I watch her watch something that I can tell she's having a good time. I automatically like it better. So if she's enjoying it, I'll probably at least be fine.
Go into 2001 like you went into Mad God the second time. It's an art piece, not a movie.
Actually, I didn't know that. Is that the case?
There's a section in the middle that actually does have a story, which is.
But I need to view it as like an art piece, not a movie.
There's the big sections of it that are just purely visual.
Legitimate massive help, dude. Because I definitely wouldn't have known that because I don't watch his stuff like that.
And it's very slow. It's just
like the first 20 minutes, I think, is like floating in space, and then the monkeys.
I don't know if I'll be able to make this one, dude. This sounds horrible.
Yeah, if you make it through it, I will be shocked.
Okay, well then I'll make sure and keep that in mind when I'm deciding what to watch with her, because I've said no like a couple times already. Like I wasn't interested in watching it with her, but I've got it to watch with her at some point. And at some point she's gonna be like, "All right, motherfucker, I watch all these horror movies with you. You have to watch this with me." And I'm gonna say no.
Just kind of know what you're getting into.
I need to figure out what we're gonna watch. I have no idea.
Oh, you haven't picked something?
No, because I honestly just haven't been feeling well, man. I'm so not organized right now. Like my shit is messed up.
Well, do you want me to pick something you could just pick next week?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. You got something in mind already?
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting to pick something this week. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I said I was going to repick a movie, but it's all good. I don't care. I'll pick something next week.
Well, yeah, if you don't, it's fine.
No, fuck it, dude. You pick, Chris. I'll pick a couple weeks from now. I don't care.
Oh,
it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's pick something.
Starship Troopers.
Fuck yeah! All right, let's go.
I've never seen it.
What? Oh my god.
Me either.
What? You have not seen that?
How?
Yeah.
I know. Well, I know Phil Tippett worked on that too, right?
Yes, that's kind of what led me to it in a way. But it's been, everybody talks about that movie.
Spoiler alert! Just a 10 out of 10, bro.
No, but just it's been like, I feel like it's been brought up like in things I've just come across over the last couple of days,
Yeah.
and it had nothing to do with Phil Tippett. So just the fact that you brought it up and it was kind of in my mind, it's just kind of weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, dude, I will have a gore score for that one.
Okay.
Because it's got lots of cool shit in it.
I mean, it's Paul Verhoeven, same guy that did RoboCop. So.
Oh, this is so different.
And Total Recall.
Total Recall is pretty fire.
Yeah.
Carissa likes Starship Troopers too, man. She'll watch it with me. Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's a cool movie, man. I mean,
it's on HBO Max. It's on Netflix and Tubi. So
I've got a fucking Blu-ray. I'm good. It's funny too because the movie last time I watched it was a couple years ago now, but I felt like it had a lot in common with like modern day like politics. I need to rewatch it, but I feel like it's going to have a lot of stuff that's like,
from what I understand, it's a satire on the military, basically.
I think that's what they're doing with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, RoboCop is kind of a satire too.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starship Troopers. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what I was expecting.
I figured it would be, a fun movie. Yeah.
Because
we've been watching some more darker stuff and
I was thinking about The Crow. No, I'm playing.
Let's get some 9 Inch Nails and the Depeche Mode.
That dude with the long ass hair and a silly fingernail doing the cocaine. He was in something I watched recently too, though. Dude, he had short hair, and I just only recognized it because of his voice.
Is the villain in that movie?
Yeah,
the main villain. Yeah, he's got that real gravelly voice,
real raspy voice.
Yeah,
like, God damn, drink some water, bro.
He's in a bunch of stuff. What is his name?
He was in something recently that I just recently watched, and I couldn't quit laughing because his voice.
I feel like I saw him in something pretty recently too.
We might have been watching it together.
Michael Wincott. He's in. Let's see, Dead Man, The Doors, Alien Resurrection. He's in a lot of stuff.
You said Dead Man, like the Jarmusch?
Yeah.
Movie? Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, one that I remember him from is the Robin Hood movie with Kevin Costner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's with Alan Rickman. He's like his brother or something. He's like, I always love that scene. He's like, well, I'll rip your heart out with a spoon. He's like, why a spoon, brother? Why not an axe? He's like, because it's dull, you twit. It'll hurt more. It's like one of my favorite lines in a movie.
I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
Dude, I love that movie. Kevin Costner is one of my favorite actors, dude.
He starts out with a British accent and then just abandons it.
I love guys that do that shit, man, because it's really hard for me to even attempt to do an accent. So I think it'd be even funnier if you just attempted to make it go in and out. That's even funnier to me.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably just give it up, right? Like they don't have it in them to keep doing it. Like, I watched hold on, it's called hold on. I say watched. I passively watched it. I didn't watch it paying a lot of attention. A Little Trip to Heaven. Have either of y'all even ever heard of this movie?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's got another one of my favorite B movie guys in it. It's got Forrest Whitaker in it. I love him, dude. He's in a bunch of VOD stuff. Like a fucking bunch. But it's also got Julia Stiles, and it's got
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner, dude. It's the weirdest movie that I've ever seen, and the music in it's weird. Forrest Whitaker has a very strange accent in this movie. His voice is 2 or 3 octaves higher than normal, and he speaks in a weird accent. When you said accent, it reminded me of that immediately, and it was so strange sounding, man. But but the movie's on Tubi, right? Of course it is. And so I'm watching it. This is the first time that I've watched a movie where I understood that somebody goes, yeah, the quality of the scan is so bad, dude. This looks like it might have been a fucking DVD or a VHS tape for sure. Really? It's widescreen, so maybe it was a DVD, but it's bad, man. The detail, man. There's no lines to stay in, dude. It's all fuzzy, bro. It's rough.
Yeah, I mean the Mazes and Monsters. It was a TV movie, so it's 4x3 and it's like a real bad like pan and scan.
They recorded it on VHS from the TV.
Yeah, it's like a bootleg.
Scanned it back in.
Scanned it back off of the bootleg VHS.
That's awesome.
It was rough. It was rough.
Cool, man. Well, I guess I'll let you fellas get out of here. Are we going to the theater tomorrow?
I won't be.
I'm not going to make it.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to go watch The Black Phone then.
I think it's
I saw The Devil. I'm going to see that. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, got to see that in the theater. I would love to see it. Tori Works.
Bro, I forgot that was man, I'm excited now. Shit.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
see my mom tomorrow. I'm pretty stoked to see my mom. She's coming to the store.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, her and my sister are like moving to Magnolia or some shit, man.
Really?
Bro, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't know. Their neighborhood's getting like really bad, and there was like 2 shootings in the last few weeks in their neighborhood. They're like, oh, we're out of here.
Jeez.
They sold their fucking house. Dude, they're moving.
Damn.
Yeah. My sister's not playing with that shit, I guess. Do what?
Can't blame them.
I mean, I just don't feel the same way as they do. Like, I've lived in Third Ward for years and years and years, and shootings are nothing that I'm bothered by. I don't know how to say it. Like, I'm bothered by it. Of course I am. I don't want people getting shot. But, like, it doesn't intimidate me into moving because I've had to be in places like that where I didn't have a choice. I got desensitized, I guess, and I'm just kind of more like, oh, was that close? If it was, hit the ground for a minute. All right, well, everybody fine? All right, get back to what you're doing, I guess. Like, you know, I never had my house shut up, but I've had my friends do what?
I think that's completely insane.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's not how you want to live.
Yeah, that's not where I would want to live.
I mean, I didn't want to necessarily live there. I just didn't have much of a choice.
Yeah, so yeah.
I think I just got desensitized, you know?
I mean, it sounds like they have a choice, though.
No, I know. My point, never mind. That was my point. Was that
it's okay.
Yeah, I guess, never mind.
I mean, you want your mom to be in a safer place, right? I mean,
my point is, I don't think it's necessarily that dangerous where they're at. They think it's dangerous. I don't. I don't really. 2 shootings in your neighborhood? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, I'm pretty positive there's shootings in this neighborhood at some point. Shit, dude. Like, you're in a very crowded area with. I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I don't know any. I don't really know anywhere in or around Houston where that shit doesn't happen. Like, where you Magnolia? You don't think that there's drugs and shit like that in Magnolia? I can tell you firsthand there are. Where you think I was going all those years? Like fucking Magnolia, dude. Like I could take you to the guy's house. Like, yeah, there's shit like that in that area. Yeah, I don't know.
They've had stuff in my neighborhood.
It's just weird because I think people. It's. I think people overreact a lot to things like that because it happens everywhere. It also doesn't happen as much as you think. And if you hear it once or twice, my sister's not like she's just a regular person, man. She doesn't like. I don't know how to say it, man. She doesn't really her life is her family. That's all she really wants to do is that and church stuff. Like, so like anything that's outside of that would scare her, intimidate her a little easier. She's not scared, I guess. I don't know. She would just be up to move quicker than me. I don't know, man. I guess I've been desensitized to a lot of things over the years, man. I don't see that stuff as something where I'm like, I'm not going to run out of my house that I bought because these fucking assholes want to act like assholes. How about we just try to get this shit cleaned up? But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if
it
helps them sleep at night, you know, then
I'm more angry because it's upsetting my mom. My mom is not planning on moving. She's 71. She doesn't want to go anywhere. And she's having to get rid of a bunch of her things, but she doesn't have much stuff anyways. So, like, it's just frustrating.
That's pretty north, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, my parents live up that way. They live right outside of Conroe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, it is what it is, man. I just found out about it, so it's a little frustrating right now. It's fresh. But, like, ultimately, I mean, whatever. It's their life, their stuff, their place. I mean, I want them to be happy. So if that makes them happy, then see ya. You know, go do your thing. But I don't know. My mom had a pretty nice setup finally, and she earned it and deserved it. So, and I don't have the means to help her. So, you know, that's probably a little bit of all that stuff mixed into one.
Yeah.
Anyways, cool. Starship Troopers next week should be fun. Yeah.
Cool.
Dude, something's going on in my face tonight. I don't know what's happening. My face is stupid. It is what it is. I'm gonna go make a cemetery video because that shit made my day. Dude, that blew my mind, man. I don't even understand how that happened. That's amazing. But all right, everybody, thanks for hanging out. This is a weird video, so have a good time watching Mad God. You know,
we talked about that for 30 minutes and then bullshitted for 30 minutes.
There's no way to talk about Mad God for an hour. You would just say the same thing for an hour. So
it was interesting to look at.
Yeah, go check it out and let us know what you thought. That would be the best advice I could give you.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
they
we'll
made
see you all next week with a very fun movie. So go watch Starship Troopers. Get ready to talk about it with us.
it-